welcome back to my channel. It is Amanda. I am here with my last chopping block slash declutter of the year. I think. I should probably double check that, but I'm pretty sure this is it. This year I did not do a full collection declutter. I did a chopping block series inspired by my friend Heather, and I pulled out a bunch of things at the beginning of the year that I was like, I'm not sure if I want to keep this. I am gonna use it and see how I feel about it. And I did end up passing on quite a few things through that method, and then also keeping some of those things as well. And I've been kind of decluttering through the year. I am going to carry on with the chopping block series next year. I already have a stack of things over there, and I'm going to add more to it. But instead of just decluttering to declutter, I really liked doing it this way. That being said, none of the products here are actually chopping block products. I have completed all of my testing on the remaining chopping block products, and if I remember, I will insert a picture of what I initially wanted to test and then what I ended up keeping. I did not keep much from my initial chopping block, but that's okay. And what I need to do is declutter these freaking clips that don't have grips in them because my hair slides out of them. So this is just a declutter. It's not a ton of things, but it's enough that I wanted to film it. So let's get to it. Of course, we always have eyeshadow palettes because eyeshadow palettes are my favorite makeup product. I always love them. I'm gonna do those last though, because there are the most eyeshadow palettes, not a ton, but the most of those. And then we will carry on with the rest. First is this concealer stick from Merit. This is the, oh gosh, Perfecting Complexion stick. And this is in the color Cream. Heather sent this to me and I really wanted to try it. This is too light for me, first of all, and especially in a cream, it looks heavier than I would prefer. Because I don't clearly I don't correct dark circles or anything. I use concealer to correct blemishes. So this is too light for me. I also just don't know how I feel about a stick concealer. Like, I think that's just not for me anymore, you know? I like a serum concealer, something more blendable, you know? So this just isn't for me. That doesn't mean it's a bad product. It's also just giving me, you know, high school flashbacks of the CoverGirl concealer stick, which they still make, by the way. I saw it at the grocery store the other day and I was like, oh my gosh. Just not for me. I like a liquid serum concealer. Okay, we have this, which I'm so sad about because this was a new product. I might try I think I'm past the return window on it. This is the Bareminerals Gen Nude Blonzer in Kiss of Spice. I have 2 of these and I love them, and I really thought I would enjoy this color. However, this is just, first of all, it's not meant for my skin tone. It's meant for a deeper skin tone, and I know that, but I thought I could kind of make it work, and I cannot. I do not like how this looks on me at all. The formula is nice. I have no issues with that, and I mean, I think I used it once. I swatched it with my finger once, and then I used it on a brush once. I'm just not going to wear this. This is just not for me. I might try to return it because this is not an inexpensive bronzer blush. The same for the RMS Beauty Redimension Hydra Powder Blush, and this is in the color Mai Tai. This came in a Trend Mood box, and I was so excited to try it. I've never tried anything from RMS Beauty, and I have no issues with the formula, but I do not like how this color looks on me. This color is beautiful, but there's a very strong gold sheen in this, and whenever I wear a blush with a strong gold sheen in it, all you can see is the gold. It looks bizarre. It just does not look good on me at all. I literally used this one time, so I'm probably gonna, I don't know if I'll sell this on Poshmark or what, but I don't know. I'm not keeping this because I know that I will not enjoy this. We have an item from Persona Cosmetics, and I don't think I've ever decluttered a Persona Cosmetics item because I love Persona. I like everything that I've tried from the brand. I love their eyeliners, their lip glosses, their peptide lip balm, their blushes. I love their other highlighter. This highlighter is just too light for me. This is the Cali Glow highlighter in Laguna, and it's just too yellowy and too light. If it were darker and more gold, I think I would be okay with it, but I just don't really like that color on my skin very much. I have no issues with the formula. I just don't like that color. We have one Super Shock. I'm trying to go through my Super Shocks and use them more and really weed out the ones that I don't reach for And unfortunately, this is one of them. The color is beautiful, but I never wear it. It's called Floating, and it's this fabulous yellow with a really strong blue flash. But I don't ever wear this. I would love to. I think this makes me look like I have jaundice or something. I just don't think it's a very flattering color on me. And I try not to, I don't usually think that about a lot of colors. I also just don't like enough to not care. Like sometimes I will wear a color and I'll think maybe this isn't the best for my skin tone, especially in nail polish, but I love the color, so I don't really care. I don't really care about this color that much to think that and wear, especially something on my eyes that is so noticeably something that's not flattering. Okay, a couple lip products. This is the Mented Causemetics Lip Gloss in #1 Cran. Beautiful color. I just don't reach for it. I'm really basically a lip balm girl at this point. So one of my things that I want to do next year is really go through my lip products and really, like, let's take a look in the mirror, Amanda. Are you actually going to wear these things? You know, I've kept a lot of these things because I do like the formulas and I do like the colors, but am I actually going to wear them? I don't need to keep them. This is the Thrive Causemetics Impactful Lipstick in Ebony. This has a really fun component, I guess. You push the button at the top and then it pops this up. This is a bright pink. I've only swatched it. I've never worn it. I think the color is beautiful. When was the last time you saw me wear a pink lipstick? Because I'm going to tell you what, you've seen lipstick on this channel a lot more than I see it in my real life, in my everyday life. I just don't, I'm not a bullet lipstick person, so I'm going to pass this up. Same goes for the Goss, the Luxury Cream Lipstick in Pecan. I think this is beautiful. I've like literally, I mean, I only applied half of this to my lips. I think I wore this one time. You can see that half of it touched my lips. Let's give it to someone who will use it. I actually just saw a video that Goss's brand is being kind of redone, and I don't know a lot about Goss. I like his videos. He has a very calming voice, and he's a very like easy person to listen to speak, but that's pretty much all I know about him. Okay, and then lastly we have some eyeshadow palettes, and there's not a lot here because like I mentioned, I do have a stack of eyeshadow palettes already that I know I want to test in 2024. 2024. What? The first one might not be a surprise to you if you watch my recent video about makeup I've been wearing lately. This is the r.e.m Beauty eyeshadow palette in Groovy Baby. This like weird dented spaceship looking thing. Sorry, that's mean. I just didn't love how these shadows performed. I thought they were very patchy. I got this on sale. It was $12. Maybe that should have been an indicator to me that this maybe wasn't everyone's favorite thing. I have seen other people really enjoying these, so I'm wondering if it's just these darker shades. But of course, these are the shades that I would like to wear, are darker shades. And I'm just not going to use it, so I'm going to pass. Next is one that I shouldn't have bought it. It was one of those dumb impulse purchases at TJ Maxx, and I shouldn't have bought it. It was cheap, but still. This is the Makeup Revolution Pro Night and Day palette, and these are all baked shadows. And I have used it a few times, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine, but I just don't reach for baked shadows that often. This shade, though, is very cool. Like, I wish this were like a magnet or something, and I could just, or like a pin I could put on my pin board back there. There's nothing wrong with this palette. Do I need it? No. I have two from Colourpop. This is the High Tide palette, and I love these colors, and I do wear these colors, but not often enough to have an entire palette of turquoise eyeshadow. Turquoise teal, like a kind of both. So I'm gonna pass that on. And then Wine and Only. I have never loved this palette like everyone else does. First of all, I'm fairly certain these are the exact same color. I mean, they look exactly the same. These do not need to be in the same palette. But I've just never loved this palette. Everyone else seemed to really enjoy it, and I just, for whatever reason, never got into it. And then the last four are maybe surprising. These are all from Oden's Eye. I love Oden's Eye. Oden's Eye is very quickly becoming one of my absolute favorite brands. But I have a few that I don't use that I'm going to pass on. So that would be the Erd palette. I love the colors in here, primarily these greens. We know this, right? You didn't need me to tell you that. You know that. But I have these. Oh, this green is beautiful. Oh, but I don't want to keep. Why did I swatch these on these two fingers? But I don't need to keep a palette for two colors, although this like mossy green is absolute perfection. I am actually gonna have to see if I have that color in another palette. I can't. I have to. Maybe the Glam Light Dirty Martini palette. Nothing wrong with the formula, just, you know, I just don't need it. And then the other three are the collab palettes that they did this. I think these were in the summer. I like these. I don't think this is the absolute best formula from Oden's Eye. This is the Flora Story palette. This is, I mean, the colors are beautiful. This is like a beautiful shifty, like pink to green shifty. I don't think these are bad, but I just don't think they're as good as the other Oden's Eye palettes. We have the Sea Talk palette, which I want to keep just because it's Lauren's palette, but I haven't reached for it since I got these. And then we have the Planet Spirit palette, which is the Betty Jean palette. And this is the one that I've used the least because all I can think is to use like this with this and this with this and this with this. And like, that's just me not being creative enough to figure out other things to do with it. I also don't like that there are different shapes on all my other Oden's Eye palettes. That's like a weird mental thing that I have to get over. But I just feel like I can save the room in my eyeshadow palette drawers for palettes that I love. And I don't need as many eyeshadow palettes as I have. That is my last declutter for 2023. What do you guys think? Do you have any of these things? Do you love any of these things? Am I just doing all of makeup wrong? Do I need to do different things to make some of these things work? Does your Wine and Only palette have two of the same colors in it? I feel like there has to be a mistake with that palette. Those are basically the same color. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts. All of the makeup will be put to good use. I'm either gonna give it to family or friends, or I recently started donating to like a beauty school that like they love getting makeup to, because they're learning how to do it, and they also have to take classes on like how to sanitize makeup. And I was like, that's perfect, because you need to sanitize the makeup that you're passing on to people. Most places don't want donations of used makeup for people in need, so unfortunately none of this can go to those places, but it will not get thrown away. It will get used. So don't you worry your pretty little mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I will talk to you in my next video.